financial statement is, definitely do a thumbs down. If you do know what financial statements are, do a thumbs up for me, okay? Because I want to know and I want to hear if you guys have heard of these before. All right, cool. Awesome. So we are going to talk about it today. If you want, there's also a how to double, triple, or quadruple your online sales for next year. I'm doing a free masterclass about that. So there's a link in my bio or in the description that you can grab so you can grab your seat. Okay, so financial statements. First off, if you do know what they are, do a sweet thumbs up. If you don't know what they are, do a sweet thumbs down, because this is something that a lot of people don't understand because they come into online business and they start learning it on the fly, which is awesome. I'm 100% behind it. It's fantastic. But for people who've gotten their MBA in entrepreneurship, financial statements are something that allow them to assess the healthiness of a business and if it's profitable or not, or if it's a good business to invest in or to even create. So financial statements are really, really important and something that a lot of people don't get and don't know about. How would it be if you could see in data every year if your business is succeeding or failing? And not based on your feelings, right? But even if you're making 3 times as much sales or 3 times as much revenue, your business could actually be failing. So this is the cool thing about financial statements, is that they do actually show you the health and the inside of a business, all data oriented, which for me I fucking love because I'm not into feelings. I love the sweet data. I love seeing the numbers there. And so it's really, really important for myself and for a lot of business owners to have a way to figure that shit out without actually having to rely on feelings. You can just rely on data, which is so awesome because it never lies. Data never lies, okay? So what a financial statement is it consists of a certain set of reports that you can get out of Xero or QuickBooks, whatever you have. And the one that most people look at is profit and loss. Profit and loss is pretty awesome because it allows you to see where you're making your profit and basically where all your expenses and costs are, etc. Okay? So that's awesome and that's what usually most people pull, but really the one that I would recommend to take a look at is your balance sheet. A lot of people, even CPAs, don't look at people's balance sheets enough, and that's really how you can tell if a business is growing and working out, okay? Because what happens is, even if you're making 3 times as many sales, if your gross profit margin is decreasing, it means that you are going to end up you have a declining business, okay? You have a business that is going down. And if you do not have cash in your business right now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Growing businesses are short on cash because they're reinvesting it back into their businesses, back into their marketing, back into their, hiring new people to come in and help out. So actually a lot of growing businesses will see a very short cash flow, which means that they either had to finance it with the owner's money or with taking a line of credit out, be that a loan or a credit card loan, whatever. So if you see a lot of people online and they're like, hey, I had this massive growth period, I had to take some credit card debt, paid it back within a couple months, that's why. Because smart people who are comfortable with the fact that how balance sheets work and how cash works in a business feel confident in taking a bank loan or a credit card loan out because they know they're going to be able to repay it. Don't do that if you're not confident or that you haven't run the numbers. So how does this apply to your marketing campaigns? Your marketing campaigns run much like a business, okay? So when it comes to your marketing campaigns, you have a certain amount of cost that you have to pay. You have a certain amount of money that you have to put into a marketing campaign, be it a launch, be it a new webinar system, be it whatever you're about to do, before you will start to see a return on your money, okay? And so that's totally normal, and that's something that 100% is true across the board, okay? Tell me, have you guys run a marketing campaign before? And a marketing campaign could be anything from promoting yourself on social media to creating a sales page and sending it to your email list. Have you guys done that before? Give me a sweet hearts. Hearts my face. Okay. Awesome. All right, cool. So a lot of you have run a marketing campaign before, and that's fantastic. So when it comes to marketing, it can include everything. It includes email, it includes SEO, it includes social media, it includes launching, it includes webinars. Online marketing is basically 75% of your business. And so when it comes to doing these financial statements, I fucking love them because it allows me to see my client's business as a snapshot and as a true data and true reality of what it's like instead of relying on their reporting. Because like we talked about yesterday in the Instagram Live, when you rely on other people to report on themselves, they're going to have a bias, which means that the information you're getting is not correct, okay? It's going to be very inaccurate, okay? So again, that's a really important part for you to understand, is that if it is inaccurate, if it is not working, then you need some way to tell just based on numbers and not on feelings. So that's super, super important. So if you know how to run your financial statements first, give me a thumbs up, give me some hearts so I can see that in there, all right? Excellent, cool, some people know how to do it. Otherwise, let's move on to the next step. So a marketing campaign is going to look a lot like a business idea or a business plan. It's going to have costs involved. It's going to have assets involved. It's going to allow you to understand better what you're going to be investing first before what you make, okay? And now one of my favorite things to do and one of my favorite ways to show business owners what their marketing campaigns are going to look like and why they should be investing thousands, tens of thousands of dollars before they actually see a return on it is a cash flow forecast. So when you are running a marketing campaign, I highly recommend to do a balance sheet, see all the costs, all the initial investments involved, all the assets that you'll be creating from it, and then basically showing like what that launch campaign is going to look like in terms of its own tiny financial set, okay? That allows you to see better if this is worth for you to do, okay? Because a lot of the times people just like, oh, I should have webinars. Oh, I should, invest thousands of dollars in Facebook ads. All great ideas. But if you do not have a way for you to predict and to get comfortable with like a system of predicting what your return will be, then you are definitely just wasting money, okay? It's just a waste of money. So what I like to do is do a financial statement. So I like to do a balance sheet for every marketing campaign that I am going to run. And that could include anything from a launch strategy for like having affiliates versus not having affiliates, having Facebook ads versus not having Facebook ads, both of them combined, what I can expect from those in terms of revenue generated, sales generated, etc., costs involved, profit involved. And those things will change. Like adding in affiliates would be awesome because it'll decrease the amount of money that you have to pay up front, but it will take a massive hit on your profit levels because you have to pay them a shit ton more than you'll pay for Facebook ads, and that's going to affect your revenue long term, okay? Another thing that you're looking at, payment plans are super popular, and there's a good reason why, because they're really, really effective for increasing your conversion rate from getting someone who's a stranger into being a client or a customer. Awesome, fantastic. But payment plans are basically you basically loaning money to people and splitting up their payments over a period of time in the future to generate more revenue, and you have what appears to be monthly recurring revenue, but in reality is definitely something that's going to be affecting your cash flow, okay? So even if you had a six-figure launch, you won't be seeing those six figures, and there's also a churn involved for the people who are signing up for those payment plans that you have not accounted for. So when it comes to running a bigger and bigger business, when it comes to doubling, tripling, quadrupling your sales, there are so many factors involved that many people don't think about until after. And they're like, hey, I just had this awesome seven-figure launch. Where the fuck is the money? Like, where did it all go? Well, it probably went into either offering those payment plans, paying out affiliates, etc. But until you start to get, more savvy about planning and like forecasting and projecting out your marketing campaigns, you are going to have trouble with your cash flow. Cash flow is something that a lot of business owners are always freaking out about, and it's totally normal. I've done it too. We're like, where the fuck is that money going to be? Is it happening? I've got all these costs. I've got all these amazing people I need to pay first. I always pay my people first, not myself, pay my people. But the big thing here is that when it comes down to it, you should be forecasting this out. You should have a way to properly represent in data what your future looks like when you make these decisions, and to compare them with these decisions. And that's something that a lot of people don't think about, because at the end of the day, most of us are just like, oh, I'll make the money, I'll do the launch, I'll do this thing, we'll shoot for bigger numbers, we'll get more traffic. Awesome. But much like most of the times with business, there will be cash crunches. There will be places where you're like, I am doing really fucking well as a business, but I have no cash to pay myself. I have no cash to pay my peeps. Paying my peeps is super important. So how do I make that money, or how do I accurately start to plan now for either taking out a loan or improving my credit rate so that I can have better credit score, or doing any of these things that are strategically smart? Because if you are a business owner and you are going for those bigger and bigger numbers, you are going to be short on cash. And those marketing campaigns are going to take priority, because marketing is about 75% of succeeding as an online business. So that is super, super important. And a lot of business owners who are in that six-figure realm right now are not thinking that shit through, because what got them to where they are now is not the same skills that are going to get them to the next level, okay? So at the end of the day, for you to be able to make maybe $1 million launch, and you can make $1 million launch, what's going to happen is that you're going to probably need to invest $100,000 of money that you do not fucking have right now, okay? So at the end of the day, most people don't understand that to make money, you have to spend money, but that is money that you do not have right now. And so that's something that you really need to be considering. How are you going to start to invest into your business so that it can be bigger and bigger? But also, how much money do you need to invest for this campaign to work? How much money do you need to put into your business to get to that revenue point that you want to get? Because seven figures is the point that everybody fucking wants to hit. Heart my face if you've heard that before and you want to do it for your own business. 7 figures. I want to have $1 million business online. Heart my face if that is something that you've heard or that you've wanted to do yourself. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's heard of it, and everybody secretly or, publicly wants to have that 7-figure business because it's like a massive notch. You feel legit. You're like, I've made it. I'm good. I can sleep now. Well, probably not, because 7 figures requires you to take more risk. It takes you to invest more cash into your business, which is super, super crucial. So that's a really big thing when it comes to online businesses, is that there is a gap there when it comes to financial statements and understanding strategic risk and the strategies into your marketing that are required that a lot of people aren't thinking about. Wouldn't it be easier if instead of you worrying about cash, you knew exactly where you're going to need cash, exactly how much you needed in terms of a loan or credit card debt to get to that 7-figure point so that you could pay it back, the next month? And wouldn't that be awesome? So then instead of all the guesswork that is happening right now for your business, that is actually what you can do. You have data. There are tools available for you to be able to plan all this shit out, plan all this uncertainty out, plan out all this cash flow out. And that's super, super crucial, because at the end of the day, you need to have a way to move forward strategically and make sure that it is looking good all the time, okay? So I definitely recommend that when it comes to your online business, if you are ready for that next level, if you are ready for that next push, if you want to go from those 6 figures to the 7 figures, you need a new set of skills. You need a new set of eyes in your business, okay? So I want you to go and sign up in my profile link or in the description below to my sweet masterclass. Basically, it's intervention, because I want you to have an epiphany, and this epiphany is that you need to change the way that you perceive your business, and to do that, you need to think about it in a new way. So I'm going to teach you how to do that in this sweet free intervention. It's called How to Double, Triple, or Quadruple Your Sales Next Year, and it is all about how to move forward from that 6-figure realm where you're at now to that 7-figure realm, so that you can actually start to strategically move forward and get yourself to the next step, okay? And that really is something that you can plan for. That is really something that instead of you trying to manifest, yeah, that's right, I'm giving shade of manifesting. Instead of you trying to pretend like that's gonna happen just by thinking it, you actually are gonna have the skills to know what's gonna happen and how you need to, what specific things you need to do. These are business skills that every other business owner in the real world, brick and mortar or online, need to have, because this is how business works. Business requires cash and strategic cash injections to move it to the next level, okay? And so when a business might be very profitable model, might work on all fucking levels, needs a hunk of cash, and the owner cannot provide it to its business, that business goes extinct, okay? Same way that if you're in the desert and you need water and to survive and to make it through, and you don't have it, it doesn't matter how much water you have when you started, before you were in the desert, or after you're out of the desert, you need the water right now. And so a lot of people don't understand that that's the same thing with your business. Sometimes you are going to hit the desert, and unless you've saved up water, or unless you know someone who's going to bring you water when you're in the desert, that shit doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how profitable you are. It doesn't matter how much water you have when you're stuck in the desert and you need some right now. So that's the same thing with cash, okay? Businesses need that cash to grow and to keep moving forward. And there are times when you are not going to be able to provide that yourself, and you need to figure out how much you need and when you're going to need it. And a cash flow forecast can actually tell you specifically when that happens. And a balance sheet can tell you specifically if your business is actually succeeding and growing in the right direction, or declining and going extinct. So that's something really, really important that you need to know, as well as when it comes to your marketing campaigns, same thing. Are affiliates working for you? Is payment plan screwing you over, or is that really helping? Is it something that you need to be investing more into people, or investing more into branding, or how much Facebook ad spend should you have? If you want to hit 7 figures for your next launch, how much should you be investing in each component of a launch? The people, the marketing, the ads, etc. So if you do not know these numbers, all you're doing is basically guessing and hoping it'll turn out fine, and that does not work okay, all right? You should not be doing it that way. That's not gonna make you sleep better at night, and that's not gonna make your life easier. You need to make sure that you are always getting strategic with your business. And the next step for you right now is to move into getting financial statements around your marketing campaigns, so that you can see the pros and cons of all the different costs and how much money you'll be making when you go and start this marketing plan. So instead of just giving you a marketing plan, which I've done so many times for so many big online business owners, and they're like, okay, this is great. I'm like, yeah, okay, but this is why we came up with these decisions. Now it's like, hey, look at this. This is legit your cash flow forecast if you have affiliates versus if you don't have affiliates. Maybe you're not going to have to spend $100,000 in Facebook ads, but what's going to happen is that you are going to have to pay a shit ton more to affiliates because affiliates cost more than Facebook ads, okay? But then there's no initial cost up front. So seeing this in numbers helps business owners really understand better what choices they should be making and what the consequences are of their choices. And so that's really, really important. That's something that I think you need to know so that you can sleep better, but also so that you can grow your business to the next step, okay? So go ahead and join me in my free intervention / masterclass. I'm just gonna call them interventions from now on. And give me some sweet hands up if you're ready for better sleep and to know how to run your business to the next step. Go and join me in my profile link, or you can click the link in the description below. Thanks, guys. You're so sweet. I'm so excited to see you there. Okay, great. So again, when it comes to your business, you need to know your financial statements. You need to know how much your marketing is going to cost and the decisions that you have for each marketing campaign, particularly for your launches, what the pros and cons and what the cash costs and the cash and the revenue that you're going to generate, how those balance based on your decisions, okay? Because if you're just saying, like, we should add in affiliates because affiliates are awesome. Yeah, they are, but they're fucking expensive. And if you don't have that money to invest initially, they are great. But what are you going to do long term? And is this something that you're actually going to keep investing in? Because there's always a cost for whatever you invest in when it comes to your marketing. There's always a cost whenever you are investing something into your business. And so you want to make sure that the return on that cost, the ROI, whatever money you put in, that you get the max amount of money out, because that is the point of your business. It is supposed to be a profit machine. It is not supposed to be just a cash, black hole for cash where you just keep dumping it in. That is not appropriate, okay? The other thing that is really fucking awesome, and that is a big thing of why I love financial statements and why I'm such a nerd on them now, is because they also help you understand that when you are growing a business, that sweet cash will eventually, it will feel like there is no cash available, because there is not, okay? Because when you are growing a business, you are going to be short on cash, okay? When you're going into a 7-figure launch, you are going to be fucking short on cash. All of your cash should be getting invested into this next level of growth, and that means that that is normal, but that is also a fucking scary thing. And if you do not have the numbers and the clear-cut path to see how that's going to return, it's terrifying. I do not recommend it. So definitely go ahead and join me in this free masterclass. I'm going to call it the Epiphany Intervention. And let's get you some epiphanies. Let's get you figuring out how to double, triple, or quadruple your online sales this year, or next year. And let's get that set up, because that is strategic and that is something you should definitely learn. Yay, I can't wait to see you all in the webinar too. It'll be awesome, and I cannot wait to help you guys move forward, all right? So thanks so much for being here. I'm Hallie Gray from Evolve and Succeed. There'll be another one of these at the same time, same place, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. So come back tomorrow, and we are going to talk about the next epiphany slap that you're gonna have about moving forward with your business and double, tripling, and quadrupling your online sales next year. All right, thanks so much for being here. I'm Hallie Gray, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.